Hey guys, Nova Joe here, and what I'm going to do in this video today is show you all how to beat one of the hardest missions on DLC 1, and that is Mission 12. So, Mission 12 is, if you can tell from this picture, if you remember, it's this cave mission where there are all of these different generators pouring out bugger nuts at us. We have the Irania just everywhere, just webbed up everywhere, shooting their webs that pull you in, and it's just a mess of a level, and it's one of the hardest levels to beat. I played it so many times trying to find out the right strategy, and even with the right strategy I still died repeatedly from mistakes. It has to almost be a perfect run, and things have to line up for you. So it's a tough mission, but it can be done, and today I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to take in the Wing Diver class. So as you can see here, I did it with less than 4,700 armor and was able to do it on Inferno. Now the weapons that you're going to want to take in with you are the Rapier Supernova, and if you don't have this weapon yet, then take in the Rapier Nova if you have it. But the Rapier Supernova, as you can see here, has a capacity of 966. My damage currently is not maxed on it, but it's at 50.2 times 17, and it does 60 shots a second. It just chews through the armor of anything, bugs and generators alike. It's a powerful weapon. As you can see, the charge time is half a second, so as soon as you run out of ammunition, this thing is reloaded again and ready to go. It has not a huge cost. That's not a huge energy cost, 251.2. Its accuracy is an F, but that's because it's kind of like a shotgun in a way, only it's just a constant barrage of particles. So if you get up close to stuff with it, it'll just chew it apart. Now, for the next weapon, it's the Spark Whip Zam, level 100. Now, the Spark Whip Zam has a capacity of 23. You can shoot 2 shots a second, 249.1 points of damage times 12. As you can see, I got everything maxed out. Has a short range of 102.4 meters, but has an S++ accuracy. Energy cost is 116.3 and charge time is 1.5. Now the reason that you're going to want to take these weapons in excuse me, the reason you're going to take these weapons in is not just because they are powerful, which they are, but because they have a very quick charge time. You do not want to be sitting there with a 7-second charge time on something with the amount of bugs coming at you that you're going to have. So this weapon, here's what you do. You take the Rapier Supernova, you use it to take out the Irania, you use it to take out the generators, you use it to clear the webs, and then when your core, your jet core is running low and you need to land quickly just to gather some energy back, flip over to your Spark Whip Zam, turn around and start unloading on the approaching enemies. You'll see what I do here in the video. Now, for the plasma core, I bounced around left and right on these cores. Like I said, guys, it took me many tries before I finally got it, and I finally settled on the mighty core as being the way to go. I tried loading core, VG rush core, return core. I tried them all, and the mighty core seems to be the best fit here. And as you can see, I don't even have the thing maxed out, but currently I have 1,720.4 max energy, has a charge time of 95 seconds, so it's not bad. But it's not great either. But the emergency charge is 206.4, so if you do hit those red levels, it does recharge the core quickly. Flight consumption is 273.2, boost consumption 47.5. But here's some of the great benefits. Flying speed is plus 15%. Weapon charge speed doesn't really help you here because you're not charging up any weapons. Boost speed, your forward boost is plus 20%, sideways, backwards. This will help you to keep a distance from the approaching enemies. So the Mighty Core is the one you're going to want to use. So, alright guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the video and I'll show you what I did. Alright guys, this is tough, but I like to start out by going over here and taking out this Irania first. However, in this run I did not do that. Things did not line up. So I'm flying all the way over here to start with this one. Alright, get rid of him, then go to the next one. Just focus on the Irania first. They are the ones that are going to mess you up here in the early goings. So get rid of them as quickly as possible. And see, one's got me there, but that's alright. I'm just going to go ahead and kill that one, and then let his web kind of help pull me up to him, save on energy a little bit. He'll do some damage, but it won't do a ton to you. So there we go. Get rid of him. Move on to the next one. Because these guys, what ends up happening, if you don't kill the Irania, they will get a hold of you, and as they're pulling you, you can't evade. So the approaching buggernauts will web you, acid you, harpoon you, and you're going to go down. You're going to go down. So here we go. See, one of them's got me and I can't go anywhere. This is a bad way to be here. So I'm going to have to try to figure out where he's at. That's a problem. See, here we go. Because he's got me, I couldn't get away from all that. So there we go. Got rid of him. And as soon as you kill an Irania, you'll be let go. These guys are a pain in the butt. But believe it or not, those little green guys will sling you out of danger. So even though they grab a hold of you and they toss you, many times they will toss you out of the pack. So you won't have all these enemies around you when one of those little green guys get you. So as you can see here, I am on the verge of death. So you're going to want to keep your eyes peeled for health boxes that are going to drop. So there's one that drops. But don't try to go for the one that just drops. Keep constantly moving. Keep constantly moving around. And try to just kind of dash in and get one if it's safe. Now, I'm going for this generator because I hate these guys. These harpoon chucking hornets are the bane of you. Now, don't forget, guys, too, that when one of those little green guys throws you, if you mash that L2 button or whatever button you're using for flight, you will recover. You'll do an air recovery and be able to get back to flying again. As you can see there, I flipped over to the Spark Whip because it actually has a, not a great range, but a little bit of range to it. And you can hit the flying hornets as they're coming at you. As you can see, now that we've taken out the Irania, it is a lot safer for me to fly around. I'm not constantly having to worry about the Irania getting a hold of me and pulling me in. Now, there's a reason why I am... Sorry about that, I had a phone call. What I was getting ready to say is that there's a reason why I'm going in here. And the reason is there's a generator back here in the back. And from my experience, it likes to generate armored spiders and gold ants. And that is a massive problem that you do not want on your hands with everything else. So there's one of the generators I just took out, but there's another one back in there. I just had to get out of there real quick, kind of escape for a minute because I just had too much stuff coming at me. So I'm going to try to make my way back around there again. Got my armor full. And going to try to make it back over there again because you don't want to wait. See, it's not sending out the armored spiders or the gold ants right now, but it will. As you start destroying these other generators, it just ramps up. The game just ramps up and it starts spitting out even tougher enemies. So if you take out those two generators in the back as quickly as possible, then you're going to eliminate at least one of the enemy types. So as you can see, this one is right now it's generating the little green guy. So there, I've got rid of it, and golly, all these spiders, jeez Louise. And oh, there you go. So the other generator that I did not destroy actually started spitting out armored spiders. So if I don't get rid of this generator quick enough, which I just did, but if I didn't, it would start sending out gold ants, and you don't want those guys spitting acid at you. So here we go. Alright, flip over to Spark Whip, and then boom. You start to regenerate a little bit, and the Spark Whip does a good bit of damage to everything, with the exception of the armored spiders. It takes out all the other weaker enemies fairly quickly. So then back over to the Rapier Supernova. And I think I have all the generators cleared out now. So now all I have to do is just eliminate each and every buggernaut that there is, and that's easier said than done because there are so many. And I believe I got rid of all of the bees, I think. Yes, the hornets, they're gone. So you don't have to worry about those projectiles coming at you. Oh, wait a minute, here's another one right up here. Good grief, if I had left that alone, it would have started generating the gold ants. So I told you wrong there just a second ago. I told you those two generators that were in that cave generated the gold ants and the armored spiders, but I just realized something. It has nothing to do with which generator. It has to do with when you get down to like 1 or 2 generators. That's when the 1 or 2 generators, whichever ones they are, will start generating armored spiders, and then if you leave that generator alive long enough, it'll start generating the gold ants. So in my previous runs, I always left those 2 generators in the cave last, and they would start spitting out the worst of the worst at me. That's why I said what I did earlier. But I just realized I was wrong because that generator out here started spitting out the armored spiders. So we're good right now. Because we got rid of all the generators, there will not be any gold ants coming. But now I've got to get rid of all these buggernauts. So this is where the Spark Whip comes in handy. You fly for a little bit, get some clearance between you and the enemy, and then try to turn around if you can. I can't right there. But if you can turn around and blast some of those guys, you'll be able to hit a bunch of them at once because of how this thing spreads out. So there we go. Hit a few of them, just kind of weaken them. And there's a little trick here. I'm not sure. Do I do it right now? Yes. Where I fly right up here, I turn around, flip over to the Rapier, and because they have to climb up here, and they'll climb up into the mouth, and that Rapier actually spits out a little distance there. As you can see, I'm just chewing through them as they come up. But do not stay there for long, because there is a way for them to come in underneath. They'll go down through one of the bottom tunnels, and then come up behind you, and then you'll be a mess. So as you can see here, blast them with the Spark Whip, weaken them. And as of right now, this is just a battle of attrition here. It's like, can I outlast them? Can I keep my health up long enough through the sporadic armor drops to kill some of them off and just weaken them a little bit at a time, because they're not generating any more at this point. But they are still coming, and there is still enough of them here to ruin my day. And like even those gray ants, you don't want one of them to hit you point blank, so keep your distance, because that acid they spit will take a good chunk off of you. So here we go. Now I got some distance, a little bit of safety, and trying to tear up some of these guys. As you can see, it charged it right up, didn't use much energy, and my energy unit is full. I have to fly up here. See, look at those webs. You don't want to get close to those. You don't want a bunch of them getting up on you. Alright, come on, get you as you climb the ceiling here. And there they go. They're just, like I said, they're just going to start coming up for the most part through the top here, but some will try to come through the bottom. And just look at that mini map up there. There's just so many red dots. But you just want to keep your distance from them. And as I was playing this, I was getting so happy every time I'd see just one bug die, because I was sitting there going, okay, that's one less, that's one less. Because this was such a hard mission. I don't know how many times I tried this, but I had no luck with Fencer, no luck with Air Raider, no luck with Ranger, because you just have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. Maybe a really good fencer player who is good with dashing, maybe a really good fencer player would possibly be able to do this. But I'm not that good of a fencer player, so I need the ease of the wing diver's flight capabilities. And so, just kind of getting some distance here. You don't go back there in that cave. Do not go back in there, because they can corner you in there, and it's really, really, really difficult to get out. Okay. Alright, stay right here, because once again, well, I stayed right there at least in one of the other runs. I can't remember if it was on this one or not, but you can stand there too on one of those little pillars, and they kind of have to come up there, but the spiders can jump high enough to jump over it. There we go. So as you can see, the spark whip has a bit of range, nothing major, but enough for when you're in a cave. Here we go. Another one gone. As you can see, look how many times I'm hitting this armored spider with this, even at almost like point blank range, and it's not killing them. It does a good bit of damage to basic enemies, which is why you want to use that on here, but it's not a quick kill on the armored spiders. Now the Rapier Supernova at close range is a very quick kill on the armored spiders, and you're going to see that here in just a minute. So you get one of these bad boys up here. Look how quick it just killed one of the basic spiders. I mean, it's like a split second, it's gone. There we go, there's one. Now, I'm not as close as I could be, but look how quick it killed it. There we go. I mean, that's like about 2 seconds. And about 3 on that one. He's a little further away. Alright. Yeah, when the webs start getting heavy, get out of there. As you can see, I already took a bit of damage. Go ahead and start collecting some green boxes, because this is an Inferno DLC map, so you can get some of those level 100 weapons on this map. Keep cruising around. I did see an EDF6 video today of fencer gameplay, but I will be honest with you, it was so unimpressive because the guy playing the fencer was not good at playing a fencer, even worse than me. And it was painful to watch, but he took on Colonist on a dilapidated map, and it was, yeah, I mean, it was nothing, you didn't see anything new, and the gameplay looked to be pretty much identical to EDF 5, but they really weren't letting you see any of the new stuff that they've done. So, not like what we got to see with the new enemy types in one of the trailers. So, I mean, I might still post it, but I don't know. It was a pretty boring video. Basically, just imagine playing with the fencer on EDF5, and that's kind of what you were seeing there. He wasn't really using any of the new features of the fencer, and it did look like there was something like a new meter that was showing, but the meter would like disappear. He would like use it and then it would disappear, so I never could quite figure out exactly what it was, and I didn't see him use it more than like once or so, so it wasn't like I was getting to see new fencer gameplay or new fencer tactics and elements that have been added to the fencer for EDF6. It just was like basic fencer gameplay, and it didn't look any different than what we see in 5. So, and it was on the PS5. That's what I saw it on. Alright, so just keep doing this exact same loop. Fly around a little bit, turn around and hit them with the spark whip. Fly back up to the mouth of this and let them start coming back up the mouth, and kill as many of them as you can before it gets too heavy with webs and acid and all that other stuff, and then take off again. Because, yeah, I mean, you can see here I've lost almost half my health, and that was just from a few hits of like webbing and things like that. So you want to keep that armor up, because it can be shredded really quickly. Even when you get down to just like 4 or 5 armored spiders, it doesn't take much to kill you. Alright, so let's drop down here, grab that green box, fly back up, rinse and repeat. Come on up, boys. Get your medicine. Alright. Ooh, this is still dangerous. As you watch my health up there, my armor levels. If you watch it, you'll see just it takes probably about a 1/4 of an inch off with each second that I'm stuck in those webs. And a 1/4 of an inch is a pretty good chunk of armor all at once. Especially when it's being leached off of you by their webs. Yeah, don't even let them get close like that, even when you've got it narrowed down like this. There we go. Look how quickly it just chewed through him. But he was probably weakened by the spark whip as well. So go ahead and pick up any green boxes. Fly back up. Because you're kind of safe right here. I mean, right here, they have to kind of get to the mouth to really be able to hurt you. There we go, there's another one. And by the time you see their little fuzzy legs coming up over the edge there, you can start blasting. Because the Rapier Supernova, it blasts out in kind of like a cone. And so it kind of, some of the little lasers actually go downwards outside of the mouth of the cave. As you can see, when they start to come up, you'll start hitting their legs and things like that. See, one of them I think is trying to come up behind me there. There we go, he's gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, it looks like they're just about all underneath of me. I don't know if they're making their way up or not. I thought about going down there and getting that one, but I'm not going to risk it. I am so close to beating this level that I was not going to risk getting myself webbed to death. Oh my gosh. Right there, you got to be careful. You can suffer backblast from the spark whip if an enemy is too close. And as you saw there, over half my health was taken away by one misfired spark whip blast that happened to hit an enemy right as he jumped in front of me and just shredded my health. Here we go. Looks like we got 2 left now. Alright, get rid of you. Make one last round here for any loose boxes. Grab a little armor. There's a bunch of armor over here. I don't get excited over armor with the wing diver that much because it takes like 4 boxes just to go up 1 point, and that's just a ton. That's an absolute ton. And so even when I see like 10 boxes laying on the ground, I'm sitting there thinking, that's only like 2 points of armor, maybe 3. It just it doesn't excite me when I see a bunch of boxes of armor. And there we go, guys. That was mission 12 on DLC 1, the last mission that I needed to beat to complete all of that. Hey, and as you can see, you got the plasma cannon type G leveled up. It's been so long, and thankfully on some of these newer missions that I've beaten, I finally got some upgraded weapons. So alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed this DLC 1 Inferno run series. I'm going to try to finish up DLC 2, hopefully. But as always guys, take care, God bless, and keep on gaming. And stay tuned, more episodes to come shortly.